All right, guys, what is going on? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And today we got a little bit of a update from XDefiant. It's a small little update, nothing huge, but at the same time, it is something, and I wanted to provide that here. And I apologize again. The footage that you're seeing in the background is brand new Call of Duty footage from Cold War. However, I did not want to give the same old XDefiant footage that I've been giving for God knows how long over the last, God knows how many XDefiant videos. So I didn't want to do that, so I figured might as well just use the new footage. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into this little message from Zach, who is part of the dev team on the Discord. Now, there's a Discord for XDefiant, and technically speaking, since I am a content creator and since I'm so excited about the game, I should have one. But at the same time, I haven't done it for a multitude of reasons. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the message and the update itself, so let's get right into it. So he's got a few messages that he sent to us via the Discord in the form of 3 messages. The first one reads, "It's hard to say anything until we want to share something specifically, but I just want to say that we are working every day, working on amazing stuff for launch and stuff that comes past launch. Every day we are cooking. I know there's not much you all are seeing at the moment, but I just wanted to dissolute any notion that nothing is happening over here, that we are not going over launch or coming out for any other speculation that might be spinning up in this quiet time. We are going to launch, and it's going to hopefully be a game that you all will love." And the second message reads, "While obviously is hierarchy and things, there's also some things that we don't share until we want to in a specific way. Like, for instance, I know things about Season 2, 3, and even past that, right? But I wouldn't share that here just chatting with you all. Same with next test date or the launch date. Transparent communication does not always equal putting everything out there all the time casually. There are ways to packaging some sort of communications and execute them in a way that is way better than just saying stuff here. Some things you answer directly on Twitter and Discord, and some things you make trailers for example. There's a lot of us who spend every day figuring out the best way to communicate things, making videos, graphics, etc. to do all that. Communication is very important, and it's not something that we take lightly. There's a reason /thought to all of it." And the last message reads, "I get it. All I can say is at this moment we haven't said is the moment that we are ready to share something, we will. I want you all to hear it as soon as we can. Besides that, what I said earlier, we are working on things and it will be launching, and another test is happening. These things have not changed at all, even though I know some have started to worry about it." So yeah, that is the message from Zach, who is part of the development team. So it's good to hear that obviously things are still going on, and they're obviously he already knows things about Season 2, 3, and beyond. And I like the fact that basically, obviously he's not going to say everything, especially when it comes to certain important things, until they know and until they are ready to announce it. I really, really like this approach that XDefiant is doing. I really do, because it's quite the opposite of what other devs do. These guys want to release, they really want to stick the landing more than anything. That's the biggest thing that this is telling me. It's like, if they're going to rush anything, it makes sense to do it after launch, as opposed to before launch. As a matter of fact, the better part of me says don't rush anything at all, actually. But the fact that they already planned 6 months ahead, which is about right. I mean, pretty much every developer does this. So, and again, the fact that he basically said that that there is another test date, I think that's really, really important. And I'm actually really curious and excited to see how the game feels now compared to what it did in the second beta, because with my experience, and again, I played on Xbox Series X. I have a PC that is more than capable of running the game, but I played on Xbox Series X, and one thing I can say wholeheartedly is that the closed beta was obviously on the rougher side, and then the open beta was a better and smoother experience, especially since they were able to update to where we can get additional frames, which they weren't ready to do so in the first place, but they were able to get ahead of schedule in that aspect, and they were able to do it. So that is actually a really good thing, right? The experience for me personally, from closed beta to open beta, was a much better and smoother experience. So I'm actually really curious, after all these months of all this updating and work that the team has been going through, and as well as updating the servers themselves as well, which is a big deal. I'm really curious as to how this game is going to feel now going forward. I think PC is going to be happier. I think console is going to be. I think all the gamers all the players in general, we're all going to be happier with the results that we're going to get with XDefiant in this upcoming test. Now, the other question that I have about this test is like, how long is it going to last? You know, in my fantasy, because I am a fanboy and I am creating content about this, I might as well just share with you what I'm thinking. In my fantasy, it's like, that'd be really cool if we were to get a play test, let's say right after Thanksgiving, because before Thanksgiving wouldn't make sense because they need to be on cue. And they're not going to take time off from the holidays, which, you know, obviously is a given. So imagine after Thanksgiving, we get a play test that would last like, I don't know, a week, right? Let's say it lasts about a week. And then after that, they basically shut everything down. They get their data, they update, and then they probably release after Christmas or, you know, into the new year or whatnot, right? Releasing before Christmas is unlikely to happen because just like everybody else, they usually take a couple of weeks off for the holidays, right? So in order, when you have a release, you need to be like everybody needs to be on deck to make sure everything goes as smooth as possible, because you are going to have some bumps in the road and you're going to need as many of the team there as possible to basically mitigate that as fast as possible. So that way the game itself has the smoothest launch that it could possibly have, which is something that is number one priority at this point. I think we already know that. I think the dev team has proved that to us time and time again now. So for me personally, I look forward to it. I can't wait to feel how the game plays. And obviously it's gonna play better, right? Because that's one of the reasons why you delay the game, right? So that way all the problems are fixed, or the major problems are fixed, and that way the game plays better. So I'm really, because I think XDefiant could really feel addictive if everything is right? Like where we're talking like, if the aim assist is not too strong, but just strong enough like it used to be during the old Call of Duty days, which is fine. And then, of course, you get the smooth hit detection, because if the hit detection is smooth and there's no rubber banding going on, or a minimal amount of rubber banding and things like that, and then you got a good ping and all that kind of stuff, it makes the game that much more addicting to play. Not just to good players, but to every player. Because the reason why a player would come back to play, whether they're good or not, is because how good the game feels and how good it feels to get a kill. And you want to come back and get more kills, whether you're doing good or not. And then you'll get interested in how to learn how to get more kills. And then you naturally become better instead of, you know. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. And are you still excited for XDefiant? Have you forgotten about XDefiant and then reminded again? Or is it still in the back of your mind and can't wait for the release? Let me know down in the comment section. And thank you all for taking the time to watch and or listen. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.